We're going to talk about Gypsy Rose. And I know y'all don't like Gypsy Rose, but listen, we got to talk about her. We've got to talk about her. She is at the center of a little controversy again. Rumors were swirling over the weekend. People were saying that Gypsy Rose Blanchard was visited by CPS. She recently had a daughter, Aurora. Aurora. I don't know why, but I always struggle with this. It feels like just a mouthful to me. Nothing against the name, but I just struggle with it. So let me try one more time. Aurora, right? Aurora. Anyway, so she took to her Instagram page to debunk the CPS claim, saying, and I quote, false rumors of the week. Number one, no, CPS is not involved. Our baby is very safe and healthy. Eye roll emoji. Number two, no, I'm not on any weight loss medication. I just look damn good for postpartum. You hate me because you ain't me. Shrug. Number three, no, Christy does not take care of my child for me. I do everything and am rocking it as a mom. Number four, no, the baby in the picture with Ken and I after birth is not a doll or fake baby. If anyone actually believes this BS, then your brain has been rotted by misinformation and clickbait with bias and hate-driven content. God gave you a brain, use it. Oh, Miss Rose is fed up with you guys. Miss Rose is fed up. And listen, I absolutely understand why she would be feeling that way. People have been attacking her an awful lot ever since they found out that she was pregnant because of what went down with her mom, right? So Gypsy Rose maintains that she was a victim of Munchausen's by proxy, that she was forced by her mother to undergo unnecessary procedures, and she felt trapped. And all of this led to her teaming up with her ex-boyfriend to end her mother's life, right? And so there are people who support her, who say, hey, listen, like, I've seen the photos, you know, based on what she's saying and everything like that. Like, it was terrible what was happening to her. She was a victim. Of course, she would snap and do that. And then there are people who say that she's lying, that none of that is true, and that she's just someone who's a little bit bloodthirsty. I gotta ask y'all, is it safe? Is it safe to ask y'all? Mic check 1 2 1 2. What end of the spectrum do you fall on when it comes to Gypsy Rose? Was she a victim of Munchausen's by proxy who was forced to make such a decision? Or was she someone who was just bloodthirsty and looking for an excuse? Or third option, was she a victim of Munchausen's by proxy who made a poor decision because she could have just left the house, right, with a boyfriend instead of turning back and doing this, right? I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know in the live chat if you're watching live, or in the comment section if you were part of my playback posse. I really, really want to know. I think that people who hate her are going to continue to call CPS. This is something that happens a lot to these sorts of, you know, reality stars and whatnot. Janelle Evans from Teen Mom 2 is an example of this. People have done this to Cardi B. People have done this to all sorts of people in the public eye. So I don't think that this is the last time that we're going to hear about CPS making an appearance in her home, for better or worse. Hey, Stephanie, good morning to you, and good morning to everybody else tuning in to the morning report. If you're enjoying the show, please make sure to go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Charisma says, Fla has been through worse. I'm sure she's going to be fine. Yeah. And allegedly says Ryan Reynolds has a lot of folks fooled, thinking he's such a good guy. Not his jealousy makes him unhinged. In my opinion, Blake, shame on you for going along with this BS. The bully couple. Ooh, T. Listen, I did hear about that stuff. About him being jealous of like his wives or his girlfriends or whatever, and wanting them to kind of stop working and whatnot. I had heard about that with Scarlett Johansson and whatnot. LB says, I believe she was a victim, but I hope this is about Gypsy Rose. I hope that she's getting therapy, especially now that she's a mother. I agree, right? Jessica says she's a victim, but does not excuse her actions. I can agree with that as well. She could have left the house, called the police, etc. Red rum is never an option, especially your own. I agree. TLC says Gypsy scares me. Yeah, I could see that too. Marie says she was sick and she had a microdeletion. I have heard about that as well, right? People were saying, listen, like she needed those surgeries that were necessary. TLC says, I just pray Gypsy can focus on her baby and stop worrying about these ridiculous things she's posting about. This is CPS's time to shine and keep an eye on her. It's not just she was a victim, but also her upbringing. I don't know if she really has changed. I think she still has that dog in her. Every time someone talks about having the dog in them, it makes me laugh. It just reminds me of Tim from Love is Blind. Listen, guys, I think you all raised very, very good points about Gypsy and everything like that. And I do think that, listen, I used to recap her reality show. And by the way, if you haven't already, that's another show that you can go ahead and watch on Philo. I've got an affiliate link in the description of this video to get you a free account. But that reality show really shows you how underdeveloped she is intellectually and stuff like that, and emotionally. Like she wasn't really, she seemed like a child who was like 30 years old or something like that. So I too, when I heard that she was pregnant, I was scared, like for her and for the baby, because it's like a child raising a child. Like, yeah, chronologically she's in her 30s, but the girl, like, she missed a lot of life, and it shows. And I would have hoped for her to be able to go and truly enjoy and live and learn and experience life before going down this road. But I think that this is in line with everything, right? That her reasoning and everything like that is just not fully developed. And that's why she's making these decisions, right? Like, it's only been 1 year since she was let out of prison. And what has happened in that year? She was already married before getting out, but then she got separated from her husband. She gets back with her ex, gets pregnant by her ex within like the first time they're boinking. And then she files for divorce from her husband, and then the baby is born. All of this is too much, you know? I wish that she went slower, a lot slower, and really just, you know, enjoyed life a little bit more. And grew, because she has a lot of growing to do. Houston says she thinks that Gypsy is both. Exactly. Honestly, I think it's a lot more complicated than some of her like biggest haters give it credit for. But I digress. And yeah, the weight loss thing is kind of odd. To me, she looks fine. She looks fine, you know, like leave people alone. Damn, about their bodies, especially women. Women are always on body watch. And I don't love that.